Helping you with pension credit. This video should give you a greater knowledge of pension credit to help you to talk to your customers or service users about it and help them to check their eligibility. If you are holding an event, we suggest asking local organisations such as Citizens Advice Bureau, Age UK or Independent Age to come along. DWP is grateful for any support you can give to spread the word about pension credit, and more information, advice and resources can be found on our toolkit on gov.uk by searching Pension Credit Toolkit. Let's start with the basics. What is pension credit? Pension credit is a benefit that gives people extra money to help with their living costs if they are over state pension age and on a low income. Pension credit can also help with housing costs, energy bills and more. Pension credit is separate from the state pension and it isn't given out automatically, people have to claim it. The full amount of pension credit someone could get is £218.15 for a single person and £332.95 for a couple. They may get extra amounts if they have other responsibilities and costs. People may not be eligible for the full amount but could still get something. And if someone gets any amount of pension credit, even just £1 per week, they may then be entitled to help with council tax, help with energy bills, help with some housing costs, help with some NHS costs, cold weather payments, a free TV licence if over 75 and more. Who could be eligible? Essentially, pensioners on a low income or no income at all. This income could come from a state pension, private pension, combination of the two, or savings. They can still be eligible if they own their own home, they have more than £10,000 in savings. So, more people than you probably think could be eligible. It's really worth checking. How to check? Use the pension credit calculator to work out if people are eligible and how much they might get. To use the calculator, have the following information ready: details of earnings, benefits and pensions, details of savings and investments. The calculator will not retain any information and it is not used for anything else. Let's run through some fictional examples. Example 1 is Jack. Jack was born on the 2nd of April 1955. He lives alone and owns his own home, so the mortgage and housing charges section can be left blank, as it does not apply to Jack. He receives attendance allowance. If none of these boxes apply, they can also be left blank before continuing to the next section. Nobody receives carer's allowance for him. Jack receives the full rate of the new state pension at £221.20 per week. He also receives a personal pension of £45 per week. Jack does not have any income from earnings, so this section can also be left blank. He has savings of £22,000. Ordinarily, being single with a full rate of new state pension would mean that you wouldn't qualify for pension credit. However, as Jack lives alone, has a disability benefit and no carer, then he qualifies due to the additional amount for severe disability, even though he also has a small personal pension and savings. Jack is still entitled to £9.45 pension credit per week. Remember, although he will not be entitled to the full amount of pension credit, he is still able to claim the other financial help that comes with it, including help with energy bills and housing costs. Compare Jack to Sanjana. Sanjana is also single and receives the full rate of the new state pension of £221.20 per week. But because she has no disabilities or caring responsibilities, she just misses out on pension credit. Let's look at Patricia. Patricia was born on the 11th of November 1955. She lives in Wales in a home which she rents. Her adult daughter lives with her as a non-dependent. Patricia is in receipt of attendance allowance. Her daughter receives carer's allowance for looking after her mother. Patricia receives a state pension of £110 per week and an annuity of £30 per week. She also has savings of £11,000. This should give her a pension credit award of £76.15 per week. Although Patricia is in receipt of a disability benefit, she doesn't qualify for the additional amount for a severe disability because her daughter receives carer's allowance for looking after her. Next, let's look at John. His details are: born on the 19th of September 1952, he lives alone in a rented flat. He does not own any other property or land. He does not receive any benefits. No one receives carer's allowance for looking after him. In receipt of a small state pension of £140 per week. He has £20,000 of savings in the bank. John would be entitled to £58.15 of pension credit per week. It is important to remember that people's circumstances can change, which can mean that they become eligible for pension credit when they may not have been before, or the opposite may happen, and they may no longer be entitled to pension credit. Let's look at what happens if John inherits some money in the future. If he inherits £20,000, bringing his savings up to £40,000, then his pension credit payment will decrease to £18.15 per week. It's important to note that even with £40,000 of savings, he would still be entitled to some pension credit and with it, the other financial benefits. Finally, we have Sajid and Asiya. They were a couple. Sajid was born on the 1st of June 1955. They live in a home they own. They do not own any other property or land. Asiya was born on the 31st of May 1956. Asiya receives middle-rate disability living allowance of £72.65 per week. Sajid has a state pension of £150 a week and a private pension of £90 a week. But Asiya is not entitled to any state pension, as she has not built up enough qualifying years on her national insurance record. They have £15,000 in savings. They would be entitled to £82.95 per week. The pension credit calculator is a simple tool but cannot be used in every case. If you have any difficulties, or have a customer with a complicated set of circumstances, please phone the pension credit claim line for help on 0800 99 1234. To apply for pension credit, they will need the following information about themselves and their partner, if they have one. National insurance number. Information about any income, savings and investments they have. Information about their income, savings and investments on the date they want to backdate their application to. A person can apply any time after they reach state pension age, and the application can be backdated by 3 months, but it can't be backdated to a time before state pension age. They'll also need their bank account details. Depending on how they apply, they may also be asked for their bank or building society name, sort code and account number. They can apply online by searching pension credit on gov.uk, apply by phone on 0800 99 1234, apply by text phone on 0800 169 0133. A friend or family member can call on their behalf. Apply by post by searching Pension Credit Claim Form on gov.uk or by phoning the claim line and they will send a form by post. So, if you are having difficulty with helping your customer or service user with either the eligibility calculator or the claim itself, then please call the Pension Credit phone line. We are here to help. Organisations like Age UK, Citizens Advice Bureau or Independent Age may also be able to offer advice. Thanks for watching.